Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sweet Bocas. It is a beautiful, glorious day here today, and it has been for quite some time now. It's our high season, and this is the best weather. I mean, it's the Caribbean, so it's good weather all year round, 365 days a year, but it's been particularly sunny and very hot and very warm, but with a nice breeze, so it's perfect. Okay, we're going to start. We only have a half an hour, so we won't be able to show you everything because there's not enough time, but we will kind of rapidly show you around. We're in the main villa right now, where this is where most of the action happens when there are guests here. So the kitchen was designed to be an open space so that everybody can just come and go as they please. You'll see that the house, you don't really know whether it's inside or outside. So you can literally jump in the ocean, come out, grab a towel or not, come back into the house, go upstairs, or come on this side of the house as well, which is also a very nice, fun area. You've got a chess table here, which people enjoy. And you've got a whole lounging area here as well, which the doors are closed right now, as you see in the front, but they can all be opened up. It's a little windy right now, so we just shut them down because sometimes things can fall off the walls or break or whatever, so we just have to be careful. So we've taken some stuff down, but and here is the front deck of the house. This is what I was telling you, Dominique. All these day beds are new, so we have a lot more space outside
Fabulous. Yep.
for people to be lounging around. We used to have other chairs and all kinds of other stuff, but we've changed it to day beds. And the family we just had for festive, we finished a 16-night festive with a family of 10, and they hung out here the entire time. We have a lot of hammocks around the house too for people to kind of just wind down, read, take a nap. I'll take you upstairs very quickly. I won't show you all the rooms, but I'll show you one of the masters. This is another outside lounging area. There's a big balcony. It's in social area that people can be with their computer and read. And so this is one of the masters. Oh, it's a little dark right now because all the blackout curtains are kind of like not out, but this is one of the master bedrooms. As you can see, very spacious. It's got 3-sided views, so maybe if you want to come outside, maybe we can show. This is one of the side views of the house, of the balcony of the master, and then you can go towards the front. There's balconies all around the house, so each room has its own little front and side balcony, and we have separators between each room, so each room has its own private little space.
Nick?
Yes?
How many rooms are there?
7.
All with king beds?
Yes. There's 4 rooms on the first floor. There's 2 in the attic. There are also 2 masters, and then there's one on the main floor, which I can take you to. It's a TV room, and it turns into a bedroom. Most of the time, grandparents are in that room because they don't have to go up the entire staircase, depending on how old they are, and they love it there. There's a private bathroom for them. There's all blackouts around the room so that it's all private. And then each room has a king-size bed, but there are rooms that have day beds. And the rooms upstairs in the attic also have 2 single beds each, because a lot of kids like to be upstairs and like to be all together and stuff. So you can sleep like 6 to 8 kids in every room upstairs in the attic. This is the bathroom to the master. Again, very quickly, but very spacious. For those of you who were here prior, we've changed all the showers, all the the mixers and all the faucets and all the sinks and the showers, so we have no more issues of water pressure and hot water, cold water, and all that. They all work beautifully now. Thanks to COVID, my dad was here for 5 months, and we were able to change all of the bathrooms of the house. It took us 2 months, so we were able to get it all done at once. So it's been wonderful.
Annick, Maru is asking, can you jump in the water from the master balcony?
No, I wouldn't do that. The deck downstairs of the house is very wide, so you wouldn't be able to do that. I do not recommend. You could jump off the balcony on the first floor of the house. The water is about 30 feet deep. You can't dive on the sides because it's about 4 feet deep. We have ladders on each side that you can just go down, but I would not recommend to jump off the balcony of the master, no. Unfortunately.
So for everyone who is joining now, we are at Sweet Bocas in Panama, in the beautiful archipelago of Bocas del Toro, and we are here with Annick Bélanger, the owner of Sweet Bocas Private Island, making a tour, a live tour.
We have to tell you that yesterday in La Prensa, which is the main newspaper of the country, Bocas del Toro was, in the article, they were saying that Bocas del Toro was one of the least contaminated regions of the country, with a 0.3% of contamination. So things here have not, because the indigenous community here aren't nomads, the virus has not had a chance to spread. We have about approximately 300 cases in the archipelago, and that's it. The rental that we just finished with 16 nights, the people here did not feel a thing. They were able to do all the activities. We were able to take them anywhere and everywhere. Everything is outside in nature. They went hiking, they went fishing.
Thank you, just fine, just fine.
Yeah, so it was all.
Happy New Year as well. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take you, because we have to, Dominique wants me to introduce you to the kitchen staff. So this is the back part of the house, again, where people can dine outside, inside. We have bigger tables when we have bigger groups. This is a big green egg that Wilmo and the kitchen team cooks on very often, because a lot of people like to have the parrilla with seafood and fish and vegetables. I just want you to see this installation here, which is the most recent thing we've come up with, which has been absolutely wonderful. There's a screen in the ocean here, as you can see. We do movie night here with the screen in the ocean. So people lie down on the trampoline here, and we bring the day beds from the front side of the deck to this side here. And everybody just kind of enjoys with ice cream and whatever suits their fancy to have a snack and watch whatever movie they'd like to have. It's actually pretty cool. People were somewhat freaked out about this new thing. It took us a while to figure out how to do it all, but you can see the projector there and stuff, and it's just absolutely wonderful to be experiencing this. And we're going to have movie night with the staff tonight, so we put it up to show you guys. Yep. And we're going to be using it tonight.
Cannot wait to be back. We didn't have it last time we came on a fun trip, so that will be a nice addition.
Yes, absolutely. Here's Taylor. This is our property manager. Hello. Dominique, you haven't met him. We did. Oh, you did meet, actually. Yes. He's been with us since the beginning of the pandemic, actually. He arrived at a perfect timing. And so Taylor is a property manager. He's also the captain of our yacht. We have a 30-foot private yacht. And he's also helping with the activity guide that you'll meet a little later on the tour, and helps with anything and everything whenever there's clients here, and then does anything and everything regarding infrastructure and whatever else that we need when there are no clients. So he takes care of activities. He's a great fisherman. So anybody who's interested in fishing, Taylor is your guy. He's great at spear fishing and whatever else. We have all the equipment and all the gear here, and Taylor gets it all ready and to go for clients to not have to do anything other than just start fishing. So here's Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
So just, I think just to refresh a little bit the memory, people can land directly in Bocas.
Yes, absolutely. Bocas del Toro is an international airport. 97% of our clients have gotten here private. So they fly directly into the airport. We pick them up at the airport. It's a 2-minute cab ride. If they want to walk to our dock, it's about 8 minutes. Once they get to the dock, the boat awaits for them with Taylor. It takes them to the property, 10 minutes. It's very, very, very easy. It's a hop, skip, and a jump away. If the client flies commercial, they fly commercial to Panama City, and then we can charter them from Panama City to here, or they can fly commercial with Air Panama as well. Each flight is 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah,
It's very,
very
very short.
practical. And then you're only like 10 minutes from the airport itself to go to the island.
Correct.
So it's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah. So this is the dock that you walk on that takes you to the 22 hectare property that is connected to the villa. So the walk is literally like a minute away before you can get to the island. But we're going to stop at this structure here because we have our infinity pool that you can probably see from afar. And we'll just quickly go in to show you the gym and show you the lounging area where our last client's security team had their headquarters there, which was great because they needed to be close by, but the family didn't want to see them. So this was a perfect spot for them to be. And it was great for us to work so that we can bring their food and everything. It was very close from the prep kitchen. So we'll just very quickly go and see the accommodations there.
While Anik is walking, if anybody goes to the website, they have a fabulous overhead video of the property.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very quickly.
Everyone, huh? If you have a question, if you want to say something, that's why today we are all promoted as panelists and everybody can participate. Huh? I think it's always a little more interesting this way.
So behind these doors here is our
Massage.
that I don't really, it's not really, presentable, but because we didn't have massages here for the last client, as he didn't want it for social distancing and stuff, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, so this is a lounging area, and then you can see the gym right through it. It's a glass wall that separates the lounge from the gym. You have an idea about the view. It's very inspiring. If you don't feel like working out one morning, you will, believe me, go because of the wonderful view that you have, and you get to see the villa from another angle. Okay, and then from here, it's like a 20-second walk to the prep kitchen, where we're going to go and meet the team and where all the magic happens. Because the gastronomical experience in Sweet Bocas is a very, very important one. I think to have restaurants. And I think that there are many beautiful places in the world, but people will talk about the places where they had incredible food. People won't talk so much about a place if the food was, so-so. So it is very, very important to us. And this is where all the magic happens with the team here.
Wow.
This is our chef, Wilmo.
Oh.
The entire kitchen team is from Ecuador. Dolores is also from Ecuador. Pepe is also from Ecuador. And Edilma is from Panama. She's Edilma. Dile hola. And so we'll have Wilmo explain to you a few dishes that he's made, just to give you an idea of what it is that your client can have here. By the way, everything is custom made. So if your client eats junk food, we make junk food. If your client eats whatever suits his fancy, whatever it is, what's very important to us is that we're able to speak to the client prior to his arrival so that we know everything about the dietary restrictions and the allergies and what they like to eat and what they don't like. Because a private island is like chartering a yacht, as anybody knows. We don't have the luxury to go to a corner store and get whatever it is we're missing or, that we don't have and stuff like that. We're very on the road to being completely self-sustainable or almost, but we're not quite there yet. So it's very, very important that we know everything about your client regarding his dietary restrictions. So I'm going to let Wilmo speak, and then I will let Ingrid or myself translate, unless Wilmo, you want to say it in English.
Yeah.
Okay, dale.
Hello, welcome to the Bocas kitchen. We prepare the dish for the Caribbean and Ecuador. Ecuador is my culture. I don't know. I have the ceviche, red snapper, and octopus with coconut milk and lemon juice. It's very fresh, acid. For
The hot weather here.
hot day, yeah. Okay. This is fresh salad. The olives here is of the garden. It's very important for Sweet Bocas. The farms, the gardens.
All our products, the radishes are from here, the lettuce, all the lettuces and herbs that you will have in your meals all come from here. And we have a lot more vegetables that we're growing and that we're doing tests and improving on as well. It's not so easy because of the salt that's very, very present here in the Caribbean. So sometimes things either don't grow or grow in a different way, or we have to do a better technique with the soil and all of that. So Wilmo helps quite a bit with the permaculture team on doing all of this. And all the octopus and the fish and all the stuff that you see, we are cultivating more and more of that here on the property. And when we don't have sufficient quantities, we have fishermen that we've been doing business with for many years that come and give us their catch of the day, and we'll just buys everything and takes everything and starts cooking with it.
Okay, this is beef carpaccio, the beef of the garden. Yeah, it's smoked. It's very, very good.
And what is this here? Parmigiano?
Yeah, this is Parmigiano and orange. This is
¿Pomelo o naranja?
naranja.
Okay.
This is in Spanish, cola de mono. This is lecho, no sé cómo se llama.
Cola de mono. It's a fern that grows here that you can eat. We do a lot of there's a lot of edible, how do you say, edible flowers and ferns and plants that he also incorporates into his dishes that add just like a very unique taste.
Y este es un.
This is to die for.
Es un taco de taco crocante de atún.
This is a tuna taco, crispy tuna taco with avocado, with all the greens from the gardens, and with pickled. ¿Cuál es el pickled cucumber?
No, es.
¿Cuál es?
Bueno, sí, tiene pepino, que es del jardín.
Y es el watermelon.
Y
La
sí,
piel
también.
del watermelon.
Sí, también.
Wilmo uses anything and everything from whatever. I mean, this is like the skin of the watermelon that usually people throw out or put in a compost like we do. He will take the skin and he'll marinate it and cut it into small pieces and put it on some dishes that he thinks that will go well with the other tastes that he has. All of this is to die for.
Bye-bye, Vilmo. But Vilmo, I just wanted to say, I came 5 times. I never hate the same thing. You're so creative. It's not like you have a favorite dish that you serve all the time to all your guests coming. And I thought that each time you want to impress us with what you do the best. The problem is you never do the same. So you have so many best. That is amazing. Amazing. Really.
Thank you.
And what you show now, I had not had any of those dishes either. So.
Yeah, well, you'll have them when you come back.
Exactly. I cannot wait. Bye.
Thank you.
Now we are leaving the kitchen.
So we left the kitchen. We're on our way to the island. I just wanted to take 2 minutes to show you these mangroves. When we first got here, these were very, very dirty, were very uncared for. We cleaned them all up. The government is very, very protective of mangroves. You're not allowed to cut them. You're not allowed to do anything with them. You have to just live with them because they're an extinct species and they protect tremendously any kind of ecosystem that they're nearby. So we've basically, and you'll see throughout the property, we're not going to do the entire tour, but wherever you're going to see mangroves, the earthworks were done according to where the mangroves were, because you're not allowed to touch one. And the government is very, very strict because they come around every year, they have a plan, and they know where the mangroves are. And if they see that any are missing or that have been cut, you can get fined up to millions of dollars for doing so. So we have cleaned all of them and have respected them tremendously, obviously, and have done all the earthworks according to where they were located. And talking about earthworks, for whoever doesn't know the story of Sweet Bocas, when we first got here, where it is that we're going to be walking now was non-existent. It was a complete swamp where you had mud going all the way to your thighs and could not walk at all whatsoever because it was so muddy and gushy and gross. So step into the other world of Sweet Bocas, where this is where the swamp began. It took us 48 months to create all of the earthworks of the island. And once the earthworks were done, we started planting and then just came up with what it is that you're going to see. Dominique, j'ai tout changé l'entrée. You want to turn around and just for Dominique to see?
Yeah.
I've changed all
yes.
the entrance to the house. We've done a lot of modifications as
Very
far
nice.
as
Very nice.
Yeah.
As I said, it was already beautiful before, so you just make it even nicer.
Yeah. So this is the beginning of, so the island is basically a loop, which we're not going to be really, we'll be doing a smaller loop. We're not going to be doing the big loop because we're not going to have time for it. But so this is all stuff that was non-existent here up until about 6.5 years ago. So the place was a construction site. And because of what we did with the swamp, which was to dig everything that was underneath the swamp up to 30 or 40 feet deep, found this beautiful black rich soil and strats of coral that basically allowed us to just bring everything on top and build this island and all the earthworks. So we have a pond where we cultivate shrimp and some fish because the pond is freshwater. And we have a fish ladder so that when it really, really rains hard and it overflows, some fish go into the ocean and then come back through the ladder into the pond and back and forth, which is kind of cool. And then we have a lake, which is the second biggest lake in the entire archipelago after the National Park in Bastimentos, which is our main source of water for the entire property. We have a ultraviolet water filtration system that filters the water 5 times over, which the water is almost alkaline on the entire property. So you can drink the water from the faucets in your bathroom. You can drink the water from any sink that you see around the property. It's all very, very good potable water. When we first started here, there were no electricity, there were no septic, there was nothing because it was a swamp. So we had to install all of it from scratch, boco a boco, like they say here. And this is part of the lake that you see here. And we are now walking and standing on our helipad. For some clients, they don't even want to do the 2-minute cab ride and they don't want to do the 10-minute boat ride. They just want to go from airplane to helicopter. So we've landed the client right over here. There are 2 helicopters that can land here without a problem. And so that's an option that we offer whatever client does not want to do the walking or the boating to the property.
And the helicopter is like 2 minutes because the boat is 10 minutes. So the helicopter
is 1 minute and 13 seconds.
1 minute, 13 seconds from the airport.
Correct.
Isn't it
Correct.
quick? Yeah. Wow.
Yes. We've had a few clients take that option. Simply for whatever reason, either because they're extremely famous and don't want to be seen and don't want to take the chance or so on and so forth, or, you know, just because they don't want to take a taxi ride and a boat ride, whatever, but the possibility is there.
Is there.
And,
Yep.
and You see the floating pontoon in the back, which we're not going to go to because we're not going to have time, but this pontoon floats around the lake. It's all candlelit at night because we obviously can't have electricity on there. So people go for drinks and cocktails around the lake. We do a few turns around and we park it back here so that people can go in the further corner over there that Ingrid is showing you now. You can't see it, but there's a hidden pergola. And people have a beautiful al fresco dining, and the pergola has all the vines and beautiful flowers hanging with little lights and stuff. It's very romantic. It's very warm, very nice. And Wilmo is there cooking on the green egg again, and obviously people enjoy a very beautiful evening.
Mhm. And
Oh,
we
this
have to know, Anik, for I know the property very well, but we have to remind everyone that the lake is actually in the middle of your island. Huh? So
Yes,
it's not like
correct.
walking to an unknown lake somewhere. It's part of the property, huh? Which is more
Correct.
unusual.
Absolutely. And in the middle of the lake is another island
Mhm.
that you see. And on that island, which you're not going to be able to see today because we're not going to be able to take you there, and we don't have pictures on the website because the photographer has not had a chance to come since we've finished this structure. But I called it the Kajba. It's this beautiful kind of like Moroccanish space. There's a full prep kitchen there. There's a whole dining room, lounging area with fire pits and everything. And we bring people there for a special evening. We have a lot of people who come celebrating either anniversaries or weddings or birthdays or whatever special day they want to celebrate. So we take them there one evening, and it's absolutely magical. We take them on the pontoon again. We do 1 or 2 or 3 rounds. Sometimes clients want to do 10 rounds around the lake. The property is all lit at night, so you get to see some art because we are very big art aficionados. So we've commissioned some artists to come and do some art for us. So we light them up at night, and you get the chance to see them in a different way than you would during the day when you're walking around the property. So that's another area where we bring clients to live another experience. The whole idea of Sweet Bocas is that people just live different experiences. We're not pretending to be better than anybody, but we do try our best to have people live something that they've never experienced before. So,
and you certainly put all your heart, huh, Anik? You certainly do that. That I know. And whoever is, I see few of us.
Yes,
Yes.
this is my baby. I've been dedicating myself for the last 10 years doing this project. We've been operational 6.5 years, but we've been at it since the ferry's first day in October of 2010. So it's a little over 10 years now.
Mhm.
But yes, it's with all my passion and my energy and my heart and my soul and everything else you can think about. So this is on the left here, a park or an area which, Dominique, you haven't seen yet. Thanks to COVID again, we've had a chance to really push the farm aspect of the property. We now have 100 organic chickens who are giving us 60 somewhat eggs daily. And so the client can come and collect their eggs if they wish and bring them to Wilmo, because you eat organic eggs here every day if you want to eat eggs and you like eggs. We'll eventually have organic chickens as well to eat for the meat. These ones are just for eggs. They're absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and we have 100 of them. And it's a challenge sometimes to try to get the dogs away from them, but this is why we have these little fences. They work with solar energy batteries, and if a dog tries to get through it, they get a little electrocuted, so it tells them not to do so.
Anik, I see that Kim Ann is asking what months would be the most hot and humid?
September, October. September, October, there's not a drop of rain here. It's the 2 driest months of the year because it's very, very humid here all year round, but September, October are the 2 driest, and not a drop of rain. So it gets very, very, very hot. The average temperature here year round is between 85 to 90, 95 daily. It doesn't go any lower than 74 or 75 at night. It's very, very rare that it goes any lower than that. you're in the tropics here, you're in the Caribbean. So it's like, beautiful 365 days a year. And if it rains, it'll rain for 20 minutes an hour, it'll brush over and it'll start being beautiful again, or vice versa. It's like there's a rainy season, July and August, which is very good for surfing. We have incredible surf here from November to April, and then we have a second wind July and August. But the rainy seasons in the last years have been wonderful. It's been beautiful during the day and raining at night, which is the best. So we haven't had a rainy season where it rains 24/7, 7 days a week in a very long time. Like, I don't remember, I've been here 10 years, and I think the last time I saw that was like 6 or 7 years ago. So I don't know if it has anything to do with global warming or whatever it is, but the weather has been fabulous here. It's like not, there's no complaints to have at all whatsoever.
And you don't really have months that are the most hot, huh? Because you have a kind of a nice average temperature all year long.
Correct.
Huh?
Correct. And there's no hurricanes here, and there's no tornadoes here. In the entire history of the country, there never has been. And apparently where we are located, not only as a country, but Bocas, because we're in a bay, the most we'll get is a big rainstorm, but never anything major, or at least anyway in 10 years I've been here. And from what I understand, scientists with the Smithsonian that are nearby, that have a station here and that have been doing all kinds of studies and researches, those natural disasters like tsunamis and stuff have never happened in Panama, and from what they say, knock on wood, shouldn't happen. So you'll never hear Sweet Bocas being blown away and not being able to accommodate people because we've had a huge hurricane or a huge tornado.
So it's a good place. It's a good place for all year long, which sometimes is not the case anywhere, not everywhere in the Caribbean. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And you also don't get, like, you're in the Caribbean, so you won't get crocodiles. You might get caimans. They're about 2 or 3 feet long. We haven't seen many of them on property, and it's been months since we haven't seen any, but they don't have anything to do with humans. They just want to take care of whatever's at the bottom of the ocean. So there's no major dangers. There's no sharks, especially around Sweet Bocas here, because the waters are so shallow. We don't have any of that stuff. We don't have, venomous snakes with venom that bite you and kill you. It's like, we don't, that here around the property is non-existent. We've not had any of it since I've been here, and since the ecosystem has developed, we've seen a lot of birds come, lots of different birds, which has been really wonderful. And the monkeys are beginning to get closer and closer from the jungle. We're beginning to hear them more and more because they're beginning to smell the fruit forest, because our fruit trees are now 7 years old and they're beginning to produce. And the more they're going to produce, the more the monkeys are going to want to start coming around, which I'm a little concerned about, because I was told I do not want monkeys on my property because they can be very invasive. So, but for now, we have no monkeys. We'll bring you to see them when we go on excursions. There's beautiful excursions that we do, and you can get to see white-faced monkeys and all kinds, howler monkeys and all kinds of different monkeys. And we have sloths on the property. If you know how to spot them and see them, you can see them, which they're very beautiful. But yeah, no monkeys yet.
I think, Anik, your little chicken, they want to say something, huh?
Yeah, I know. They climb on trees, they climb everywhere, they fly out of the park.
Happy chicken.
Yeah, chica. Yeah. Show a little bit on that side. This is part of our fruit forest.
So peaceful, huh? So peaceful. I think we all wish to be there with you right now, and doing the tour just behind you. And
we're gonna take you. We're gonna take
Nick?
you quickly to. Yes.
I'm Canadian, and I need to know. We now have a regulation that when you come back, you have to have a COVID test within 72 hours of flying back. Can you get somebody on there to give the clients COVID tests?
Yes, absolutely.
So not a problem if I sent them there, they could have a COVID test before flying back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Good to know.
Easy?
Yep. Everything here is easy. It's funny, Dominique, because the last client that was here is exactly what she said. She said after her 16th day here, she said it's just been so wonderful to be here because you all make it so easy, and that's what Sweet Bocas is all about. We really are here to make the client just feel like everything is so easy. And no is not part of our vocabulary, and impossible is not part of our vocabulary, and the staff that I have here is absolutely wonderful, and I feel very lucky and very privileged and very fortunate to have them. And the client really appreciates the easiness of it all. And it's not only about living something different, but it's also about just living and being and not having to worry about anything, and to connect and reconnect with whatever it is you want to reconnect or disconnect from. And so we're here to make it very, very, very easy for the people who come and visit us.
And you have been within, I don't like this word quarantine, huh? But you've
Yes.
been staying and living between all of you, your staff, and
Yes.
you have 22 staff members since last year, since February, huh?
Yeah, there's
Oh.
27 who've been on the island. The customer service staff came in starting July because if you remember, Dominique, we thought that we were going to reopen because the government was going to reopen the airport, and we had a lot of, we had a booking for all of July and all of August,
No.
and unfortunately the airport didn't reopen. So the customer service staff came back in July and haven't left since. So, and they're here to stay for who knows how long, but we are busy. We have people. And I think a lot of people are looking more and more for the kind of product that Sweet Bocas has, because you don't have to worry about social distancing. We are a mask-free environment because we've been quarantining here since last February. It's not been easy. It's been a big challenge. I've become a psychologist, a mother, a sister, an aunt, a cousin, a this, a that, because all of our team has not seen their family in months. And so it's been challenging, but it's been good to us because we now have rentals and we have people coming to see us and people wanting to be with us because they're looking for the old way of how life used to be. And so that's what we have to have. Nothing has changed here. If somebody comes to Sweet Bocas, it will be a normal life like everybody used to live before. So all the activities are still available. The customer service is still the same. The custom made is all there. It's like nothing has changed for us. So if the client wants to do whatever he wants to do, he can do it without a problem. And it's all safe and it's all healthy and it's all good. Okay, let's put the gardens because the half hour is going to run up.
Yes, I can see.
I don't want you guys to miss
Yeah.
the big effort that we've done, because all thanks to COVID, while my dad was here for 5 months with us, which was absolutely wonderful. I hadn't spent time with my dad 24/7 like that since I was a teenager, so it was great. And so we've had the opportunity to really push the farming aspect of the property. This is a new garden that we built during COVID that you haven't seen, Dominique, when you were here. So this is where a lot of stuff grows: tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchinis and pumpkin and kale and all this kind of good, yummy stuff. So we had 2 gardeners come, one from Montreal and one from France, who got stuck here due to COVID. And so they helped us tremendously with all of the permaculture aspects of the farm. And now everything is beautifully growing. We have bananas and papayas on the left-hand side here. We also have pineapples. We can't grow mango. We're still trying, but because of the salt here, it's very, very difficult. And then this is part of our greenhouse. This is Gerardo. who has been trained by these two gardeners that I was talking to you about, and he's been in charge. He's a 21-year-old, exceptionally talented indigenous who has been really, really great at organizing all of this and continuing to do the work that the gardeners taught him. So he's doing a fantastic job. And we have, these are all our pits and our structures. This is a new staff house we're building, Dominique, which wasn't there when you were last here on the other side of the lake.
Mhm.
It was supposed to be a fixed chicken house, but then I started thinking it was too well built. And I thought, you know what, we're going to turn it into a staff house because the first staff house that we built 10 years ago needs a little bit of love. And instead of remodeling it, I figured we could put all the staff in that house because it's a very big house. And so we're going to move all the staff there and build a chicken house to fix, because we have our chickens in a mobile coop so that we can move them around, and they pick at the grass, which is also very good for us because we don't have to cut it because they take care of it for us and make it even more organic. So we move them around, and it hasn't rained intensively at all whatsoever, but we'd still like to have a little fixed home for them, so that if there's like 4 or 5 days of rain, they don't get soaked and they have a chance to just stay dry. So we're gonna do that for and then we're just going to, that's the greenhouse. All the herbs and lettuces and all of that grows. This is part of our staff quarters. And then we're just gonna finish off with the boathouse, where you're gonna meet Henry, who's our activity guide, and who Taylor works with.
We are losing a bit the quality of the internet. Annick, yeah? Oh, hello. All right, Annick, I think we lost you.
Quality of what?
No, we were losing a little bit when you were speaking, so I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we had a good internet so far. Huh?
These are more, this is the garden that we have where more stuff is growing. Underneath the boathouse is a little challenging for the internet. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So here is a boathouse.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay,
I can hear you.
perfect. This is Henry.
Hola, Henry. Nice to meet you, to see you again. Hello. I know
From
you.
Australia. They activate all this kind of stuff. So I will have Henry talk to you a little bit about, in a nutshell.
Okay, so basically I'm the activities coordinator. So I coordinate all the activities, what activities that you like to do, whether it's going out fishing on the boat or using activities here at the house. And we just coordinate whatever you guys want to do and create a timetable.
And it's daily. We don't, what's very important is that, you know, the client wakes up one morning and wants to do something, but then changes his mind. It's okay. You know, we can rearrange, we can and it doesn't have to be scheduled prior to arrival either. Like the beauty and the magic of Sweet Bocas is that it's all very natural and organic, because we understand that our clients are timed like this by the day, every day. And the last thing we want is for them to be like that here. So we always let them know, or we always tell the agent, please tell your client to get here first, and we'll figure out their lives here in Sweet Bocas once they get here. And it's all easy.
Thank you very much, Annick. I think we have to. It's
go. I have to go
over
because
time,
I think
it's fascinating, interesting. So I'm sure everyone is happy about that. Huh? Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
This is Ingrid, everybody. She's one of our hostesses and takes care of the customer service. You deal with her. And it's all yes, and it's all good, and it's all yes, no problem, my pleasure. She'll do a fantastic job taking care of anybody here. And there's also another, Alexia. Where's Alexia? Oh, anyway, Alexia is around here somewhere. It's a very international staff. Henry's from Australia, Ingrid's from Norway, Alexia's from the south of France, Taylor is American, who used to be in the Marine, which is also very helpful. So yeah, so this is part of and the kitchen team is from Ecuador. So, and then you have all the indigenous crew that you haven't really seen, but they're all working in their zone, making the property beautiful and welcoming.
Oh, but thank you so much. I don't know if we have any question. I think everyone, if you have anything, I know a few of you have already asked a question while we were walking around, but I was so happy, I need to see again the property. I know
Yeah.
some here today have been to your property. I don't know if Darren is still around, but yeah. So anyone, if we have no more questions, then we're gonna be saying goodbye for the day and thanking you, Annick, and your team for this wonderful tour, really. Françoise, you said it yourself, huh? For the